Welcome to Somerset Weekly Wrap-Up for the week of June 14th to June 20th. The Somerset School Committee and Somerset Berkeley Regional School Committee voted on Tuesday night to approve a new 3-year agreement with the paraprofessionals who work in the town's schools. School Superintendent Jeffrey Schoonover said the agreement gives generous pay raises to the paraprofessionals. The paraprofessionals had protested last year because they felt low wages were causing paraprofessionals to leave the school district and were making it hard to attract new paraprofessionals. The first South Coast open air market of the season is scheduled for Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Arthur Chick Marchand Jr. Memorial Park on New Hill Avenue. The market features local artisans, music, food, activities for children, and many vendors. The market will be held once a month this year. A new vice principal has been hired for Somerset Middle School. David Hines was a vice principal of a middle school in Bridgewater for several years before being hired in Somerset. He is a former English language arts teacher who has used the new curriculum that will be coming into the Somerset Middle School this year. He also has some experience with moving into a new school, which Somerset Middle School will be doing this summer. In Somerset's annual town report that came out recently, the police department statistics show an increase of about 20% in reports of crimes against property, and a decrease of about 25% in reports of crimes against persons. Those crime reports in 2023 for property were for 1 robbery, 1 arson, 16 burglaries or breaking and enterings, 1 extortion or blackmail, 1 pickpocket larceny, 70 shoplifting larcenies, 4 larcenies from buildings, 7 larcenies from motor vehicles, 65 other larcenies, 13 motor vehicle thefts, 13 counterfeit or forgery crimes, 42 frauds under false pretenses or swindlings, 1 fraud related to a credit card, debit card, or automated teller machine, 70 frauds of impersonation, 1 embezzlement, 11 stolen properties, and 51 crimes that were either destruction of property or vandalism crimes. Some of the biggest increases were in frauds of impersonation reported, which over doubled from the year before. Frauds of false pretenses or swindling also increased, as well as shoplifting. In 2022, there were 32 frauds of impersonation. There were also 28 frauds that involved false pretense or swindling, and there were 29 shopliftings. Somerset Middle School Vice Principal Kerry McKinnon said there has been a major issue with student tardiness during the past school year. To address that issue, she said a change was being made to the handbook for students, parents, and guardians that requires students to be on time to school in order to participate in extracurricular activities for that day, unless they have an accepted excuse, like an appointment with a doctor or a dentist. McKinnon said the change is modeled after a requirement at Somerset Berkeley Regional High School. She said detentions are not working with students who have had chronic tardiness. McKinnon said the school district has free transportation to school. The Somerset School Committee approved the change in the requirements for participating in extracurricular activities, as well as other changes to the handbook at its meeting on Tuesday. With Pauline Camara retiring, McKinnon is the incoming principal of the middle school starting for the next school year. The basketball court for O'Neill Field that voters approved funding for over 3 years ago may finally be put in by the end of the summer. Recreation Director Barry Fontaine said he has obtained a quote for a basketball court that will be able to be paid for with the $117,000 in community preservation funds that were approved for both the basketball court and tennis and pickleball courts in May of 2021. The funds that were approved were not enough to also pay for a tennis and pickleball court. Fontaine said the work on the basketball court could be done by the end of the summer. The Save Our Bay Brayton Point organization applied for the funds for the basketball, tennis, and pickleball courts. The Somerset Public Schools is going to help the town out with its need for new windows at the town office building. The school department is replacing windows at the Chase Street School. As part of that project, temporary windows will be installed at the school until the new windows come in. Ronald Taro, the Director of Business and Finance for the schools, said a change order had to be made to pay $49,000 for the temporary windows. School Superintendent Jeffrey Schoonover said he asked Town Administrator Mark Alucci if the town could use the temporary windows after the school department is done with them. Schoonover said Alucci said the windows could be used at the town office building, where they are also planning to replace windows. Thank you for tuning in to Somerset Weekly Wrap-Up. We will see you next week with news from around Somerset.